Yeah, what's good? It's your boy, Whispy Woodz. And in this video, you guys, we're basically going to get down to some more Jesus toast. And for today's bread, we're going to take a look at a little thing called Pegasus. And honestly, this is one of the harder ones that I've found as far as actually looking at things in the map. And it's just, I think it's just purely amazing, and it shows the level of depth within this map, and it shows just how beautiful it was when they created it. I mean, seriously, you guys, I haven't even touched the barrier of like the things that are really hidden in this map yet. And the fact of the matter is that this map is a work of art. It really is. Like, it was meant to be formed for images, and these things will pop up more and more, you know, that we actually recap on them and start segregating them. Now, for the first thing that we're going to segregate, I want you to understand before I do show you this, is that when I do my Jesus Toast videos, I do not do anything outside of the map's will. Okay, I don't I do not make a line anywhere that either a line or there is a part to actually cut off. I don't make that line unless there actually is a line. So I want you to understand that. There's one reason why, you know, all these parts are all sectioned off in certain ways. I know for a fact that a lot of people have come to me and told me, have they seen an alien in Grapeseed? And yes, it does look like an alien. But there are other dualities with this. And if anything, this just proves my point that there are hidden messages in the map, especially with the bird's eye view. Now, when it really comes down to Pegasus, though, I want you to understand that I sectioned off this part that is sectioned off, okay? And I sectioned off a part down here near the mountains that actually has a part to section, okay? Other than that, the rest of the lines are relevant within the actual lines of the game. And I want you to understand that when I segregate, it's not breaking any of those rules. So I'm just trying to stay very close within the rules here, and that's to segregate and rearrange. So with no further ado, let me show you Pegasus. And now we are looking at Pegasus. I want you guys to understand once again, okay? I'm showing you guys a big part of the grand segregation here, okay? Like the head of the horse, and even the wingspan, okay? And it looks suspiciously just like the Pegasus logo within the game, okay? Within certain lines that may be iffy to certain people, like right here that I make, understand, those lines I'm only making so that certain people can see what I see, okay? Because I can see this without this shit. I'm just making it clearer for other people, okay? So don't be too judgmental, although it is open to interpretation, whether it means something to you or not. No different than the Bible. Once again, Pegasus is in here. No different than the goat, the devil, the dog, and the eagle. But there are more. And before this episode's end, let's go over one more. Okay, now before I do show you just a tad more Jesus Toast, I do want to make it very clear and dedicate this next one to my boy Herbalist40. And if you haven't checked out his videos, you should, because he's on a good track, no different than how I am and a few other hunters. But I dedicate this one to him because he brought this to my attention, alright? And it proves once again I'm not the only one seeing some Jesus Toast around here. Now, one thing I do want to bring up before I show you is that I find it very interesting that in a game that can be very focused on perception and the level of point of view between each character, and there being 3 characters. It's pretty interesting that Rockstar has given us a collector's map, a regular map, and the in-game map. Now, once again, I find it very interesting that we have 3 different maps, okay, that point out different points of view of the same place, okay? And this image that I'm going to show you cannot be found very clearly on the blueprint map, which goes to point that only certain points of view can be seen with certain images, no different than a reflecting telescope and how it was created with prisms. Now, understand.
She holds a cane. She also has a gas mask and a top hat. I'm going to leave that for Whispy because I know he enjoys his top hats. But
you damn right I fucking enjoy my top hats, Herb. The fact of the matter is that no different than what you showed me, I have to show everyone else. And these top hats are very relevant, and soon enough people will understand. I find it very interesting that right around this spoochie, okay, which is the main area that Trevor moved right before moving into the Vanilla Unicorn, you can clearly see a fucking hi-hat right there. Ain't that a bitch? And that was the same thing I told Herb when he fucking showed me. Because once again, it proves that this shit is about point of view. And not everyone's going to see it, not even me. And why we need a bigger audience for everyone to understand and give their perception on it, their positive perception. Because positiveness is what brings more and more and more and more information, and it can only help our hunt. Once again, the hi-hat is very relevant in this mystery, and not just because of JesusToast or a mime, but because of symbolism and because of things they've shown in their history. And when I say they, I mean Rockstar, not just the characters within GTA. We will be getting into that in a later episode, possibly tomorrow, but the fact of the matter is that there is some definitive proof to why the hi-hat can be a symbol for the devil. Stay tuned for next time. Spread the truth.